Karen blocked the wildfire crew. I put out the blaze myself with a water-dropping aircraft. The smoke stung my eyes as I banked the water-dropping aircraft over the canyon. Below, the wildfire roared like a living beast, swallowing pines and spitting embers into the dusk sky. My headset crackled with the fire chief's voice, frantic. "Jake, they're blocked. Some woman's parked her SUV across the access road. Crews can't get through." My stomach dropped. I knew who it was before he said her name. Karen. The same Karen who'd been screaming about her rights at every town meeting since the fire season started. Karen lived on the ridge, her sprawling property a shrine to her ego. She'd been fighting the county for weeks, claiming the fire breaks they cut through her land were government overreach. Now, with the blaze closing in, she'd taken it to a new level. She'd deliberately parked her car to block the only road the wildfire crew could use to reach the front line. I could picture her standing there, arms crossed, daring anyone to challenge her. The crew was stuck, and the fire was gaining ground fast. I'd known Karen for years. She wasn't evil, just stubborn, wrapped in a cocoon of self-righteousness. But this was reckless. Lives were at stake. Homes. My home. I grew up in this valley, every trail etched in my bones. I wasn't about to let it burn. I radioed back, "Chief, I'm going in. Get me coordinates for the drop." My plane, a beat-up old tanker, was loaded with 2,000 gallons of water. It wasn't enough to stop the fire, but it might slow it down enough for the crew to break through. As I lined up for the drop, I saw her SUV glinting in the haze, a smug barrier on the road. The crew waved desperately, their trucks idling behind it. I couldn't see Karen, but I imagined her watching from her porch, convinced she was the hero of some personal saga. My hands tightened on the controls. I hit the release, and water cascaded down, a silver sheet slicing through the smoke. The fire hissed, momentarily retreating, but it wasn't enough. I needed to buy more time. That's when I saw him, Tommy, the rookie firefighter who'd trained last summer. He was sprinting up the road, a tow chain in hand, trying to hook Karen's SUV and drag it himself. My heart surged. Tommy was barely 20, all heart and no quit. But then I saw Karen charging toward him, shouting, her face twisted in fury. She grabbed the chain, yanking it from his hands. Tommy stumbled, nearly falling as she stood over him, screaming about private property. Property rights again. I cursed under my breath. The fire didn't care about her principles. I circled back, my fuel gauge dipping low. The chief's voice came through again. "Jake, we've got a problem. She's called the sheriff, claiming the crew's trespassing. He's on her side for now." The sheriff? My jaw clenched. Sheriff Dan was Karen's old high school buddy, always bending over backward for her. This was turning into a circus, and the valley was the main act. Then, a twist I didn't expected. Tommy's radio cut in, his voice shaking but firm. "I'm not leaving. My sister's house is in the fire's path. I'm towing her car, legal or not." Before anyone could respond, I saw him climb into the cab of his own truck, ignoring Karen's shouts. He rammed her SUV pushing it just enough to clear a narrow gap. The crew cheered, surging forward with hoses and tools. Tommy, the kid I'd written off as green, had just flipped the game. I made one final drop, dousing the flames closest to the road. The crew took advantage, hacking a firebreak that held the line. My plane was out of water and fuel, but the valley was safe for now. I landed on the airstrip, my hands still shaking from the strain. Later, I heard Karen was fined, but Sheriff Dan let her off with a warning. Typical. The next day, I found Tommy sitting by the smoldering ruins of his sister's house. It hadn't made it. He looked up, eyes red, and said, "I tried, Jake. Was it worth it?" I didn't have an answer. Karen's stunt had cost too much homes, trust, maybe more. Her defiance had sparked a battle no one won. The valley's still scarred, and so are we. Karen's quiet now, but the divide she widened lingers. Was she wrong to stand her ground? Or were we too quick to judge? Share your thoughts. What's justice when a community's at stake?